This is LP Giobbi.
Listen up, children.
You are listening to Femme Radio.
I said listen up, children.
On Diplo's Revolution, Sirius XM.
A wonderful night is made as much by the dancers as the music. Guided as much by the spirit of joy in the room as by the hand which reaches for the next record. Each of us has a role in tonight's experience. We all play in the band.
This is LP Giobbi, and I founded Femme House, a 501c3 foundation and educational platform that teaches the technical areas of music making for women, non-binary, trans, and other marginalized gender identities. Every week, I will be interviewing and spotlighting women in music while bringing you the best dance tunes from around the world. Our next guest on Femme House Radio is DJ producer Blossom. She is London-born, Phoenix-raised, classically trained, playing in orchestras before finding her love for dance music and being named in the 10 best female DJs in Phoenix. She has been supported by AC Slater, Diplo, Dr. Fresh, and more, and is creating the most fabulous pink planet you could ever dream of. Thank you for being with us, Blossom.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so happy to be here.
So what is your origin story into producing and DJing? I know that the night-based community in AC Slater has been a huge part of your career, and I'm curious how y'all met and how you started producing.
I started in 2015. I went to a music production and DJ school in LA called Dubspot, and I was so blessed to have one of my teachers be legendary night-based mainstay PD Clicks. And through there, I just fell in love with night bass and the music. When I moved back to Arizona, I got connected with local, well, now he's a national superstar, Bijou, who's part of Night Bass. And we collaborated on a song together, and from there, for his Night Bass EP, and from there, I just joined the crew.
I love Bijou. I had the honor of releasing on his label last year, and I think he's one of the nicest humans, so it makes total sense that you two would connect.
I couldn't agree more. Phoenix gang.
I think about when I started making music before I went to pursue it professionally.
Yep.
The amount that is also my favorite musical time of my life. There was there's no deadlines. You didn't have to get a remix in or a track in. There weren't it just was so free and so fun and so childlike and full of joy. And yep. I think about that time period all the time with the most nostalgia.
100%. I'm so fond of those 3 months that I was out there, yep. Just creating, no boundaries. I didn't even think I was going to pursue this, seriously.
No way, really?
So I thought, I'm not very good at this. Maybe I'd do something else in music, or this is just for fun. And it was only at the end of the semester, at the end of the summer, when I just entered a local Arizona DJ competition after I had finished school. And then I made it, that I was like, oh, wait, I actually really like this. But the whole time there was no expectations on me to do anything other than just have fun.
And how important that is. It's I try to always find ways to incorporate that energy into what I'm doing, because the stuff always comes out better when I'm just doing it for fun, or when I'm yep. So what I've done is, ironically, I put it on a Saturday, and I'm never able to do this anymore on a Saturday. But there was a period of time in my life where I would set aside, if I didn't have a gig, I would set aside Saturday for just fun creation. Because there'd be no emails coming in.
Yep.
Nobody from my team is trying to get hold, whatever. It's just fun, and I cannot work on anything that is due. I have to just do something for fun. Just create, yep. With no boundaries, like you said. And I'm trying to find more ways to slip that into my schedule. But I as I'm sure you know, it's so hard to do that.
Oh, I completely understand. I work during the week. I'm still in that period. So it's with the weekends gone, and then I stream twice a week, I have to really compound all of my creation and set planning into 2 days, basically. So.
Oh my gosh, how in the world do you do? I guess now that I think about it though, how much do I really create during the weekdays? I feel not that much. So what does your schedule look like? Is it 9 to 5, and then do you try to do anything when you come home?
Thank God I don't have a 9 to 5. It's a freelance job, but it's with the same company. And I work till 3 every day basically, nice. Which is great. But then it's you know how many little tasks take up those weekend days. So I try and focus on those on Tuesdays after I'm done, and then I stream every Monday, Thursday. 2-hour DJ set which I really love. I really, really love doing it. So that makes it better. I love the community that I've built on Twitch, so that makes it easier. But yeah, and then weekends I'm gone pretty much.
So how did you come to Twitch during the pandemic? That's when I found. I didn't even know it existed before the pandemic. So how has your experience been on it? Like, what I've seen you do like a tutorial on it, which was so cool to see a woman just like on screen doing that. I loved it. Thank you. Yeah, how did you come to that?
It was because of the pandemic. And pretty much 1 week into the pandemic, I knew I wanted to do it. You know,
really?
Like once everything shut down and I started to see people start to like stream, I thought like I got to do this, you know, because I love DJing. It's like my favorite part of what we do. So I needed an outlet, thinking it would only be we all thought it would only be 2 weeks or however long. So naive then. But then I like had a friend help me set everything up so that I had a really nice stream. He like runs a streaming company professionally. He helped me, or like does corporate live streaming stuff. So he helped me set up all the lighting and all the cameras and make everything perfect. And then I just kind of fell in love with it. I have like people that have been watching my streams since pretty much day one. They're still like part of the crew, and like seeing the community grow. I love it so much. I love the community building. I love hanging out with these people, and like as a DJ, we're usually just like, we can be a product. If you're at a show, you're just seeing someone. But when you get to like have that face-to-face interaction with people and really create friendships, the community building opportunities have been out of control. Like, you can just really get involved with people and just create real friendships and real lasting bonds, and they create friendships, and it just like, I think that's the coolest thing about what I do with Twitch. It's like the community.
Dude, the community is it's funny because it's like we can't actually physically see, like we can see them chatting and see them, but we can actually see them, but I can still almost like the strength of the community is still so real that it feels like I can feel their energy, which is what shocked me the most when I started streaming, because I was actually reluctant. Like my manager was like, this is right away. She was like, this pandemic it's going to be at least a year. And I remember thinking, what? She was the first, and I was like, that's the most negative. Like, people are saying 2 weeks. It's only going to be 2, you know? And she was like, that's not the yes, right? And she's like, you're gonna have to start streaming. And I was like, over my dead body. I am a DJ to play to dance floors. How am I supposed to read a dance floor? That is like, I can't, you know. And I was really kind of dragging my feet. But as soon as I really started doing it and figuring out the setup, which you're so lucky you had a friend. It took me so long to figure out, like,
even
direct audio. It was direct audio, and like it was even trying to get a web camera, because like those sold out right away. Anyways, but the community is
understand.
Just.
Yep.
I felt like I spent literal days and weeks trying to figure out what cables. I'm a producer. Like, how do I not have all the right cables? Like, this is the dongle into like. You're gonna use guitar rate? Like, it was. That was the I don't know why.
If it makes you feel any better, I'm working with a pro for this, and we still couldn't get things to work. So
that actually makes me feel so much better, because the amount of frustration I had, I felt like I was learning how to produce all over again. I was like, why is this so difficult? But as soon as the community really started forming, and like seeing, and now getting to meet some of these people at shows in real life, and like they'll tell me their username, you know, like that's how they identify. It's actually so cool.
I could not agree more. Like, I had my first hometown headline in Phoenix in May, and a lot of the people there were from Twitch, and they had like bought the merch and everything, and like when they came up to me, they're like, hi, I'm blah blah blah, you know, username exactly what you said. And it was just like so cool to see everyone in the flesh. Like, at my first big show post-pandemic, when we could all come together, people literally like flew out, drove out, like, it was
awesome. That is so cool.
Crazy. So it's like the community that you can build on Twitch is like no other.
That's so
the best
real.
Community ever. Yep.
That is so. My first show back was in San Francisco, and a lot of these community members drove. Like, also was their first time meeting in real life, and like, you know, getting to see like tears on the dance floor. And but you know, pre-pandemic, nobody would have like flown across the country to come see my set. Like, that would not have happened. So that it's so because of Twitch, which is crazy to think.
Oh, totally. I feel like a lot of where I am right now in my career today is because of everything from Twitch last year.
Yep.
Like, I just feel like I was really able to gain momentum, and so many new fans were able to see me that would never have even
Yep.
known my name before.
Yep.
And with so much time to just be at home, you have more time to explore who's out there, and just like sticking with it every week, twice a week. I really think it's a big part of where I'm at right now.
That is so cool to hear, like the silver lining win stories of the pandemic. Yep. That's because, yeah, you're right. People who maybe wouldn't have actually been able to come to your shows in real life before had an opportunity just to like sit at their computer and tune in and become a fan of yours.
Yep.
And that's so like, it's really just about you getting in front of them and then you're going to convert them. I mean, like your personality is just that exactly. So it's so cool that you had a chance to do that is like a really beautiful, like, heroic story.
Oh yeah, I really could not have done it without them. I just feel like I could not have gotten through last year without the
Yes,
Twitch
and also
community.
just like emotionally getting through like
yeah.
I have something to show up for, these like I'm going to show up for you and so they're going to show up, and just like a reason to put clothes on, even at that point, a reason to like occasionally shower for me, which is not something I love to do. So like that is okay. And also I want to ask you, where the fuck did you learn how to do your makeup so well? Like your eye makeup right now is fucking insane.
Oh my gosh. Wow. I taught myself. At the beginning of last year, I was scared to go even into Sephora because I didn't know what to ask for. And then over the pandemic, I just like streaming twice a week. I just practice, and like watch some little tutorials and TikTok and just.
No.
I was like always kind of interested in makeup, but never like what I can do now,
Dude, that is so okay. So I recently, a few weeks ago, walked into a Sephora for the first time in my life, and
it's scary.
It was terrifying. And I said to this woman, the first woman that approached me, I was like, okay, I'm looking for what I think is foundation. Like I'm looking for the thing that like, goes over my skin. And she looks at me and she goes, okay, you're looking for foundation for your wrinkles, for the bags under your eyes, or for blemishes. And I was like. I was like, literally you drag me within 3 seconds. I want to run out of here screaming. I'm so sad and uncomfortable.
Oh yeah, go to Old Town.
And then I ended up like buying $150 worth of products because essentially I was like, oh, I need everything is what you're telling me. And I don't know how to use any of them. Oh, so I'm really impressed with what you've done.
Yeah, I just practice. I love doing it now. It's like my favorite part of getting ready. And like, I think that's another thing of, I just love to, I find it very therapeutic, to be honest, to just like, I'll put my iPad in front of my like mirror and then set up my little mirror and watch a show while I'm doing my makeup. It's like a whole routine for me. I just love it.
So what release are you most proud of your own tracks?
I think one release I'm super proud of is my song that came out earlier this year called What They Say, conveniently on D&D as well. I wrote that one with Axel Boy and with the vocals of Samara, as well as some songwriting from my friend Chuck Tor. I just loved that one from the moment we created it. I knew it would be amazing, and I was so happy when it found a home.
Awesome. Well, that's congrats on that. Always feels
Thank
really
you.
good to make something and put something out that you're proud of. I know I don't feel that way about every single one of my babies, so that's awesome when you do.
Oh yeah, I understand that completely.
So what do we have to look forward to from the world of Blossom?
More Pink Planet. I've got a song coming out next month called Fool. I'm really excited about it. It's one of my favorites that I've created that isn't released. So that's dropping. Then I'm playing at festivals coming up across the nation, including Bonnaroo and EDC. So super excited to play at those.
Oh, I love this, and I can't wait to see you at Bonnaroo and also EDC. So this is going to be fun to be able to run into you and see your sets in person. And I've been watching you on Twitch, so I can't wait to see the the live in person energy.
Oh yeah, we go hard. Pink Planet.
No doubt, for sure. So what advice would you give your younger self?
I always think back to this one graphic that one of my friends sent me when I was really thinking if I wanted to stick with it. And it's this image of a miner, and he's mining through, and he's so close to getting to diamonds, and maybe he's inches away, and then he turns around and gives up. And I just always think of, I never knew I would even get it to this point, and you never know what's coming one day, a week down the line. You just have to stick with it.
I love that. I know that for me, when I started pursuing music, my one thought was, okay, I just have to know I tried. I just have to know that I gave it my all and I tried. On my deathbed, that will be enough. So I relate to that. I want that image, on my mirror every morning, because I have. So that's a great answer to that question. Thank you.
Of course, I'll send that to you. Yeah, I just love how it is. We just never know what's coming, and so many people give up right before they're about to strike diamonds. So be the one that sticks with it.
Totally. My partner, I remember when I first started, he was like, if you can just stay in the game long enough, just be the one who just keeps pursuing it, something will happen. That's part of the work,
You've got to be tenacious, that's for sure. You cannot give up in this. It takes a while. Exactly what they say about overnight success is 10 years in the making. It takes forever.
I was literally just in an interview where somebody said that, and that could not be more true. It really, it's 10 years in the making.
Oh, yeah. It takes all 10, so get ready. Saddle up.
I love that. Well, thank you so much for being a guest on Femme House Radio. I'm a huge fan of your energy and your light and your smile and the joy that you bring to this space. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. I'm so glad to be here and part of your amazing show.
This is LP Giobbi.
Listen up, children.
You are listening to Femme House Radio.
I said listen up, children.
On Diplo's Revolution, Sirius XM.
A wonderful night is made as much by the dancers as the music. Guided as much by the spirit of joy in the room as by the hand which reaches for the next record. Each of us has a role in tonight's experience. We all play in the band. I said, we all play in the band.
This is LP Giobbi, and I founded Femme House, a 501c3 foundation and educational platform that teaches the technical areas of music making for women, non-binary, trans, and other marginalized gender identities. Every week, I will be interviewing and spotlighting women in music while bringing you the best dance tunes from around the world.